haven't been here in forever. I'm back. I'm back. Something like that. Sort of, sort of, sort of. Okay, so don't mind me. Just, not ready as usual. Why would I be ready? Okay, let's see. I don't know what's going on. I'm trying the new setup, so I don't know what's going on. Other than I'm getting... Oh, hey, let's do this. Let's do this. Sorry. There we go. Ha! It shouldn't matter because I'm streaming live, but what I do want to make sure is that we don't have weird interruptions. So, I have not been here in forever. And, yeah. I guess it's been a while. It's been a really long while. The day job has been sucking the life out of me. Hold on. Let's make sure I mute my speakers. I hate this. I hate waiting on my computer to do anything. He hates it. He hates it. Hopefully that's fixed it. We'll find out. We'll find out momentarily. If there's a weird echo, yeah, that's because it didn't fix. Anyway, yeah, no, the day job has been murder. I thought it would be difficult, but I was not prepared for the reality of the difficulty. Okay? I wasn't even a fucking little bit. Not even a little bit. Yeah. So, I've slept most of the weekend. I've read. I've played this weird new game on my phone. Okay, let's see about this. Let's see. How can we change... Okay, I think we're gonna have to do this. I'm gonna have to do this. I'm gonna have to move stuff to make this possible so that this makes sense. Oh goodness, and hopefully not break anything. Oh my gosh. So, look, bear with me. Oh god. Don't knock things over. Don't do that. Oh my gosh. Alright, so it's possible for me to do this. Okay, we're gonna move stuff more. Okay, so I've decided I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. Oh no. We might... So we're gonna stop and we're gonna come back, okay? Okay. I'm gonna see if this works better. I hope I did it right. Be mad if I did. Oh my god, I did it! Hooray! Alright, sorry about that. So what's gonna happen is we're gonna download the other one like we're going to. But I'm not gonna... Actually, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm probably gonna do something with it. I'm probably gonna put it all together. Because I can do that because I have the technology. And I can flip that. I can flip that clip if I need to. It's not going to make any sense. So if you're watching this on YouTube later, if that's what happened, I started recording and I didn't know what I was doing because it's been so long and I missed all the updates. And I didn't know this was a fucking thing. And now it's a thing. Hooray. So, I'm back. Welcome. Here come, I'm back. I know. We're working on our socks today. Because it's the weekend and that's what we do on the weekend is we work on socks. So, yeah. And I wanted to come back because... What does this do? Oh, I don't know what that means, but okay. Obviously, I need to, like, read an announcement or some shit. I don't know what's going on. But I want to get back into doing things. And I haven't been. So, here we are. We're returning. It's been a really long time. So, like I was saying, the day job ate my brain. I thought that might happen, but I wasn't really prepared for what that meant and what that was going to look like. And it was a lot. Like, it was so much. Y'all don't even know. How much was it? It's so much that I didn't keep up with anything. Because my brain said, what we're not going to do is this. We're not going to do anything helpful. I was like, what? And it's like, yeah, you're going to be so tired. You're going to get home. You're going to walk the dog. You're going to get out of your uniform. Yes, I wear a uniform. Ew, yuck. Gross. And then, you're not going to have any energy left. Like, you're going to use all of your energy getting home and walking the dog. That's what you're going to do. And I was like, that's not fun. And brain's like, don't care. That's what we're doing. I was like, fantastic. That's just great. So here we are. Here we are. Yeah. Not my, not how I was trying to get, what I was going for. Or how I wanted this to work out. But shit happens, right? So, whatever. The new job is fine. I need to do some magics with it, but I think I'm doing pretty good without it, but it's not gonna hurt. I mean, theoretically it could, but my intentions, what I plan on doing, are not gonna hurt me. So, yeah. A little more beneficence. Yeah, but I'm hilarious, and a lot of my coworkers appreciate seeing me. So, if you're new here, we don't talk about Fight Club, right? So I have a day job, and I have 2 other jobs. This is one of them. And I don't talk about the third job, and I don't talk about the first job. We kind of keep it... I talk about the third job a little bit, but for the most part, we're only talking about here and now. And, like, idle references from what I do and where I've been, but nothing so direct as to make it obvious. And that is 100,000% on purpose. Because what I don't need is for you to see me and recognize me at work. That's what I don't need. Just be awkward, okay? It'd be a little weird. Now, funny thing that, I saw somebody while I was at work. I came across a human who apparently has a human in common with me. Now, due to the nature of my work, it's weird for me to have, like, anything that even resembles a personal conversation with people. So, I wouldn't, and I won't. Now, if the other person initiates and is like, oh, hey, you remind me of this person that this person I know knows, I'd be like, oh, well, like, yeah, no, that's me. Because I didn't start it, right? I didn't initiate that contact or that conversation. And so I'm gonna take, like, no responsibility for any awkwardness that comes up out of it, okay? But, anyway, yeah. it was kind of funny because the city I live in is, I mean, it's a city. It's a legitimate city. But it's amazingly small. And you run into people that no other, like you may not know this person. Like A and B don't know each other, but A knows C and C knows B. And so that happens, right? And it's funny. Oh, Angel Bay, yeah, so, right, let's do a little update on that. We are no longer speaking, which is fine. I tried to be an excellent friend to this person and be supportive, and apparently that meant that I just wouldn't interact with the person, apparently. I was like, oh, okay. That's what we're doing. Alright, got it. I told the mutual, I said, yeah, I don't really fucking appreciate that. Like, I don't. And that's shitty. Mutual was like, that's weird. And I'm like, at this point, I don't even care. Right? I'm just tired and over it. So, yeah. So I am on a permanent hiatus from attempting to locate and procure a bay. Honestly, I've given up. It's not gonna happen. Yeah, because it's a trash fire. Now the funny thing about that is, friend has joined. Friend joined us on the island of Misfit Toys. That's not really appropriate. It's like, welcome to the dumpster fire. So here's the funny thing, right? And I'm mad about this little edge of my nail that keeps catching on my yarn. That's like a real problem. Like, that's a legit problem. Oh no. Okay. Hold on. We're gonna try and fix this without getting up. It should be enough. Anyway, friend was like, okay, I want to meet somebody. Like, which app is the best? And I was like, they're all trash. Friend was like, that's not helpful. I'm like, yeah, but it's the truth. They're all trash. So here's the thing. The big ones that everybody knows about, that get talked about and that are popular, they're all owned by the same company. So if you out there on the internet did not know that, there you go. And as they're all owned by the same company, it kind of doesn't matter which one you use, right? Now, additionally, some people, and I called Tinder the Etsy of, like, dating apps, right? Because it was, like, one of the first, and it's the one that everybody knows. And it's not necessarily an awesome place to be, okay? But, like, everybody knows that one. They may not have heard of any of the other ones, but they absolutely know that one. Yeah. Because there's a bunch now, right? And so what ends up happening is you've got a lot of the same type of people using certain apps. And so it's pick your poison is what it comes down to. Sorry, I have another angry spot on my nail. Really, I should just locate my nail file and, like, fix it, but we're trying to knit, so we're gonna rough it. Anyway, friend is having a time. Now, I swore off trying to do this, and then friend was like, well, what about this? Like, and sent me a person, like, sent me their profile, and I'm like, I can't see that. And friend was like, what? And I was like, I deleted, like, I didn't just take the app off my phone, I deleted my profile. Friend was like, what? I was like, yeah, when I said I was done, I was serious. I wasn't joking. I wasn't exaggerating. I meant it. Like, I mean, I took screenshots in case I ever wanted to use the setup again, so I didn't have to remember shit. But, like, no, I deleted my profile and the apps. Like, I went hard with it, okay? Let's Super serial. So I said, look, for the purposes of helping you, I'll make a profile. And what I did is I had every intention of making a profile, not filling any of it out, basically not swiping, not doing anything with it, and just lurking basically on the internet. And whatever. Well, within minutes of like making said essentially blank profile. And here's the funny thing about that, by the way. I got banned. Like immediately. I was like, what? I wasn't swiping on anybody. I wasn't liking anybody. I wasn't doing anything. I was just existing. And it was like, you don't look like a real person. Which is hilarious because there's so many profiles on Tinder that are blank, have nothing, have shitty pictures, have pictures that aren't clear, have people who just, you can't possibly be who this is, right? And those profiles do exist, but mine just existing. So I had to go and like actually do all of it again. And I was like, son of a bitch. So now I have a de facto profile just so I can help friend. So here we are. Funny thing is, friend came across somebody that I know. Actually, no, because of a dating app, to be honest with you. But we're like friends, and that's it. Because they're not my cup of tea as far as what I'm looking for or what I would even be interested in. And so, no. Are they an interesting person? Oh, hell yeah. Am I friends with them? Absolutely. Do I think they're cool and like talking to them? 100%. Do I want to date them? Not a chance in hell. Absolutely not. And that's fine. That's fine. It doesn't bother me. If it bothers them, I don't know about it. I'm reasonably sure that if it did bother them, that they would say something. And if they wouldn't, well, whatever. Not my monkey, not my circus. So yeah, so friend says, "Oh, don't you know a so and so?" And I was like, "I sure do." And I was like, "You don't want to date them, though." And friend is like, "What?" And I'm like, "They're not your cup of tea. Like based on what you're looking for and the things that I know about you as your friend, not a good situation. Do you want to hang out with them? Do you want to talk to them? Are they neat? Are they interesting? Are they fun to talk to? Absolutely. Do you want to date them? No, you don't." And so, look, buyer beware. If you wanna go down that path, you go right ahead. But I don't suggest it. I don't think that's a good idea. And I told, in the interest of keeping confidences, I told friends specifically why. I didn't think it was a good idea. And friend's comment was, "Oh, well, that might not be for everything." And I'm like, "Oh, no. With this person, it's an established thing. It's not changing. I met them years ago. And this is still their thing." And they're like, "Well, they don't mention it in their profile." And I'm like, that doesn't mean shit. That does not mean it's off the table. That just means they didn't mention it. There's plenty of shit I don't mention in my profile. That is absolutely established. As far as things about me, preferences, predilections, etc. Mostly because that's not meant to be common knowledge. And I don't want to get into it with someone who I'm not at that point with. Like, yeah. I do have something in there that, to be perfectly honest with you, I should probably take out. I recently added something, just for giggles. I basically said my tattoos are more interesting than you would think. Because I've got some interesting ones. I've got this one, right? Like, this is not what I would call interesting. I mean, it is of interest, I suppose, but that's not what I'm talking about. And so, yeah. And I don't want to say something like, "Ask me about that tattoo," and like capitalize that or put stars around it. Now I did think about changing it to the girl with that tattoo, because I low-key get referred to in that fashion. And it would just be hilarious, because on the surface it doesn't seem rightly obvious what that means. But if you're a local and you're in my age range and you've been around some of the people and places I have, you probably know exactly what that means, or you have an idea. And if you don't know, somebody you know knows. And that would be hilarious. I thought about it. But I don't know that I want to have that conversation. I'm going to be honest with y'all. Now, what is funny, and I don't know if I've ever mentioned this, but I have come across a couple of people who knew me while I was dancing. And that is hilarious, because they get really weird about it. And I'm just like, whatever, guy. I did this from 2005 to 2010. Okay. I have a reputation as a result. I have a twin also that I was mistaken for at one point because of it, which was hilarious. Like, somebody came up to me, and I'll just let you know, my name is not Laura. It never has been Laura, and it never will be Laura, but her name was Laura. And they're like, hey, Laura. Like, they said something, they're like, oh, you got new tattoos? What happened to your other ones? And I turned around and looked at them like, what are you talking about? And they were like, oh, you're not Laura. And I'm like, I sure am not. Like, you look just like her. And I'm like, that's nice. I then later saw a Laura, and we were about the same height. We're both Hispanic. We had short, dark, curly hair. And that's about where like, we both had tattoos, but our tattoos are wildly different. And that's where the resemblance, like, ended. And I think the waitress there, I thought it was hilarious, though. So I was like, what? Like, no. But, yeah. I digress. So, yes. The day job is alright. I'm pretty sure I've kept, like, mom's the word on the industry I work on. I used to work in a garage. I don't anymore. I do miss my guys sometimes. I don't miss my manager, who is a douchebag. Just put that out there. I made sure I found him on Twitch and blocked him immediately. And TikTok. And Twitter, and I do believe Instagram too. He was an asshole. He really still is, though. Yeah. So, I'm just existing now. And getting paid a lot better. Which is great. Like, from the garage, I've gotten like a $5 raise. From the job I had between the garage, it's been $2, but still, like, $2 better. It does require me to travel, which I don't love. It also means that I never know where I'm gonna be until basically the morning of. So what I can say is, I basically am the help. That's what I've started calling myself. I'm the help. Because while I work for the company that I work for, I don't work in any of the specific buildings or departments that I work in. I just go where the hell they tell me to, and I can handle that. At the present moment, I have no idea where I'm going. Theoretically, I should know by now. Like, I should be notified on the little thingy that tells us where we're going. But that thing has been known to change, like, last minute, for all kinds of funky ass reasons. I have an idea where I'm going to be most of this week, and it's not somewhere I want to be. And that would be the other thing. One of the reasons I'm mum is the word, is because I don't need my boss asking me weird ass questions like, why don't you want to be here? Don't need to answer those questions. Because here's the real deal. I don't need to like where I work as long as I don't hate where I work, right? Like, I don't need to love the very, like, all the specifics of what I do, right? And it's okay if I don't. As long as I don't hate it, I'm good. Because the reality is, I do this, and I love this, and so I've got that taken care of. My day job just makes sure that I'm comfortable and have needs met while I'm building my little tiny empire here. Which is not really a goal. I'm not trying to build an empire. I don't want to... no. No, not really. But it's hilarious. I think it's fucking hilarious. So, yeah. That's it. That's what's been going on. Also, class is eating my brain. Class has been weird, by the way. Both of the instructors that are teaching this class have a number of reasons of a personal nature that have kept them from being able to be live and have had made dates move around, including not having our book, including people being out of town, having to go to conferences, not being, being ill. There was a tragedy that happened with one of the other classes that my specific teacher went through, and so that's just been a lot. And so it's a lot. I've turned in all of my homework, though. I've done that. That might be all I've done. I wish I could tell you the story of what just happened last week, but I will tell him myself if I do, and I can't do that. Suffice it to say, someone tried to hand me a task, and I was like, oh, no, I will help you with this task, but I will not lead on this task. And there's a reason why. And I told the people I saw on Friday this. I told B, and she was like, are you serious? And I'm like, yeah. She just looked at me like, there's something wrong with you. And I'm like, but it's a fact. It's true. My statement and my feelings on this are accurate. So, flawless. Thank you very much. Flawless victory. And then, I had somebody tell me, so I'm the fill-in, right? Well, I'm not the only fill-in. I'm like one of many. And sometimes people who are regularly in certain departments get pulled from those departments to fill in, right? Anywho's it. This one who's from a department like across the hall looks at me and is like, you have a really good attitude. And I'm just thinking to myself, no, I don't. I have a terrible attitude. I'm cynical and angry and grumpy and cranky. I just don't have to care to be able to do something. So that, I guess that's a thing, like with the generations that have come after me, is that, and I think some of the ones that came before, I don't know. I don't know if I'm a freakazoid for being like this, but whatever. So I don't have to like who I work with, right? Would it be nice to like your coworkers? I mean, yeah, sure, right? That would make for a much more pleasant experience. Beats hating them. But some people, if they don't like who they work with, that means they can't work with them, right? And I gotta tell you, that sounds kind of fucking weird. Because the reality is, you're not gonna like everybody, right? It's not gonna happen. And if you work at a big enough company or in a big enough department or with enough people, statistically speaking, there's gonna be at least one person you don't like. You're weird, Shadow. You don't count. I don't like anybody. I can tolerate people though. That's fine. Anyway, I'll tell you the story. I'll tell you this. I'll tell you later. Um. So yeah, somebody asked me to. They just like, you had a good attitude. And I'm like, I don't. I'm like, and I told him, I'm like, this is why you think I have a good attitude. It's because I don't care. Like, I just have to be able to do my job. That's it. That's the only thing I care about. As long as I'm physically capable of doing the job that I'm tasked to do, I'm good. I'm so good. And, it, you know, I don't get that. I really don't. Like, I understand that you don't, like, I understand the idea of not hating the people you work with. But when I leave, when I walk out that door, I don't fucking know you anymore. Who are you? If you see me on the street, don't wave at me. You're a stranger. Go away. I wear a hoodie to work so that when I'm done, I can zip that bad boy up, cover my name badge, cover half of my uniform, put my hood on, put my head down, and walk the fuck out of work. That's what I'm doing. That's the goal. Absolutely is the goal. There's actually a hoodie that has one of the emblems of one of the departments on it, and I thought about buying one. And then I thought to myself, that's a terrible idea because people are going to then see that emblem and like know that you work for this place. And I'm like, yeah. It's a gray hoodie though. It looks like it's really cozy. I might buy one anyway and then cover the cover the logo with a patch. I might. I'm thinking about it. Like stitch like nope on it or something. Something obnoxious. But that like won't get me into direct trouble at work. Yeah. Yeah. Nope. I mean, now, if I could find a thing that says we don't talk about Fight Club, I would absolutely cover the emblem with that. First rule of Fight Club and just put it right over top of the logo. And then people would see it and be like, wait a minute. And I'd be like, what's the first rule? They'd be like, what? I'm like, don't ask questions. I wouldn't even need to stitch it on there. I could literally just safety pin that bad boy on there too. It's like right now I've been wearing this one to work, which is the one that I made. It doesn't have any pockets and it doesn't zip because it's a cardigan. Not that cardigans all zip or don't have buttons or don't have buttons, but this is a cardigan with no zipper and no buttons. So, oh yeah, sorry Shadow, I know it's been forever. If you catch the replay, you will hear what happened. I kind of didn't have a brain for a little while. It's the long and short of it. And I thought that it was going to be a lot. It was more than I thought it was going to be, which is not, that's not a shocker, but I wasn't ready. I wasn't. So, how have you been in all of this? How long has it been? Like a month? It was just too much. Hello, thank you. Hi, Peaches. Yeah. You know what's funny is this is kind of what it looks like, right? When it was wound up. And I was curious as to what they would look like worked up. And I don't love these colors in this pattern, but I totally wanted to see what it looked like. And now I know. Now I know. Because this is what the toe looks like. Just this part right here. And that doesn't tell you what the rest of it looks like, right? It doesn't. Like, because then you see this part and it's making this little weird zigzag business. So, there's another one. She posts during the day and I cannot think of what her name is. I think it's Yarnia. Y-A-R-N. I think it's a 1. So, yeah. Ha 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 ha. Oh man. I should probably put my Ravelry as one of my links, huh? I think I only have 5. Oh, nice! I will have to check them out. I need more yarn people. So, yeah, I like Yarnia. I'm always at work during the day, so I can never catch anybody who streams like during the day. I'm sure I'd hear about it at work if I did. Oh my gravy. So yeah, I'm ready to be done with these socks though. So ready. I want to start another pair. Oh, what I do have to do, and I don't think I'm going to do it tonight, but I do need to do this. I started collecting for my scrap socks. Everything Shapes Us has, I bought her tutorial on scrappy socks. And so I started. So my Continental is a little weird because I don't wrap my yarn the way people who knit Continental do. I wrap one of them that way and I wrap the other one the other way. But I consistently do that. So, because I also lever the yarn, like it's not tensioned at all. Not like the whole wrapping. Yeah, no, I can't do that. I tried. It's too much. But no, I started doing the levering with my index finger when I was knitting a lot of ribbing, because doing like this and then having to switch between a knit and a purl was such a bear. And so I just instinctively started doing this and I was like, oh, this is way faster. So now we do this. I actually have a whole bunch of videos on my YouTube, which is linked, where I demonstrate Continental, English, and then Eastern and Western, because those all together are different methods and techniques, and they involve you wrapping and holding and knitting and stitching like the stitches in a specific way. Like when I started, I was knitting through the back loop. I actually had somebody's like, you're doing it wrong, and I was like, what are you talking about? And I'm here to tell everybody on the internet, if you do it and it makes fabric, it's fine. Okay, it's fine. As long as you're consistent, it doesn't matter. Okay? Like, I'm not a yarn snob. Okay? Or a knit snob. Look, I like fancy shit, and I'm just as bougie as the next person. But seriously, writing on somebody's parade because they don't do something exactly how you do, ugh, gross. I have tried Portuguese knitting though. I like that. It's interesting. And I want to do more color work, and there's some techniques that work a little better with that. So I want to do that. And I want one of those little thingies. You put it like on your hand and it holds the colors, like the different colors. And you use it a lot with Fair Isle. I want to do some Fair Isle. I've done a little bit of color work, but I haven't done like proper Fair Isle. So, welcome to all the people. Listen to me and my terrible Terrible voices that I make. So, yeah. I need to make some more knitting tutorials. I started doing a few that were different things, so that if somebody asked me, instead of me having to explain it, I could be like, here, watch this video. And if you have questions, then ask me. I don't want to teach, though. Like, I have no desire to teach. But, like, how do you make one purl? How do you make one knit left and right? Yeah, I have 4 videos about that. If I don't, I think I have them up. I don't know. Now I'm saying all this, like, I'm sure, and I may have just told myself to do them. I don't know if I did. I think I did, though. Because I have a friend in the UK who asked me, she was like, what's make one purl right? And I was like, what do you mean what's make one purl right? Like, it's exactly that. She's like, I don't understand. And I said, well, I have a video, so here, watch this. And because you can make one purl right, make one purl left, make one knit right, make one knit left, and it is literally 4 different stitches. And I'm meticulous and detail oriented, so it's kind of important for me to get that right. But I'm so ready to be done with the socks, which happens about this time with every pair of socks. It doesn't matter how much I love the color of the socks. I'm like, I want these socks to be done so I can wear them. Speaking of wearing socks, I should totally wear a pair of my knit socks tomorrow so that I can show them off at work. I keep meaning to do that. Interesting. Yeah, I think the last time I was using them, I think I was using them, you know what, now that I don't even actually know. I think I've used them on a mitt that had a gusset for the thumb. Oh yes, because you missed it, Peaches. I'm wearing a handmade sweater. It's my cardigan. It's Severin. Let's see. I need to... It's by Vanessa Smith. Oh, you think the ribbing on the sleeves is good? You should see the cabling on the back. That's where it's at. Gosh, hold on. Let's see. Can I do things? So, let's see if that works. I don't know. We're about to find out. Wah, wah. Yeah, look that up on Ravelry. Vanessa did she did a pullover. I am it's my screen name here without the underscore. I need to probably, let's see what happens. Do I have another doodad? I don't know. I don't know if I have another doodad. Let's see. Biscuits. That is what you should find me under. Oh my gravy. Oh my gosh. Why does this hate me so much? Let's try that. Let's try that and see what happens. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, so there was an update or something, and I completely missed everything. Let's see what we got here. I'm scrolling through my stuff. Bear with me. Okay. My profile, my username. My gosh. Isn't it? And they're so fun because it makes a nice little hourglass lookity-doo. I should connect to my Twitter. You know what? I don't know what I'm doing. I'm gonna stop touching stuff. So I don't know what I'm doing. If I was to make the pullover, I would absolutely want the cables on the front and back. And I don't know what that would do to the sweater and how complicated it was. But I don't know why it's not on the front and back. Yeah. I actually test knit that, so I took forever because I was going through a divorce at the time and I didn't feel like doing anything in the middle of it. It's like, put everything down. Yay. It was fun. Yeah, all my socks are on there too. I have a lot more sock yarn. Yeah, don't fluster yourself with looking at my stash either. It's a lot. If you ask me how much yarn do you have, I wouldn't tell you I had that much. I only know I have as much as I do because I categorized all of it, and I have more. I'm trading some work for more yarn. And, yeah, so, I don't have a problem. I'm fine with it. Totally fine with it. But, oh yeah, no, so Vanessa's work, though, like, her color choices are banging. She's got a Star Trek, based, I think it's a shawl. It might be a cowl. And I need to make it. I need it bad. I think she did it in red, which I thought it was hilarious because the engineers are the ones who always die. So no, not the red shirt. But her taste in yarn is fantastic. So everything just looks like I need that, and I need that, and I need that, and I want 4 of those. I actually have a Severin that I'm making for a friend in a very dark espresso, which I need to get back to. And I have another one that I need to make for your wife in this Caribbean blue. Oh, yay! Huzzah! It's nice to make friendies. Hooray! Yeah, and I try to stream here several times. It's always project time. It's like, it's not always knitting, but it's always project time. Nice. Awesome. Well, I can't wait to rummage through your projects and your stash and say, ooh, ah. It's very nice to meet you. Squish. Yeah, and right now I'm trying to stream from 7 to 8. And hopefully at some point I'll be able to stream longer. I have a disgusting amount of patterns I just added to my queue. I started using it to categorize my yarn because it was just the easiest way to do that. Like, could I have made a spreadsheet? Sure. It wouldn't have been nearly as fun, though, as taking pictures and putting it up there. Do I maybe still need to make a spreadsheet? Maybe. Yeah, I get on kicks where I'm like, I want a star pattern or something with a leaf on it or this, that, or the other, and then I just like have a list, like a whole bunch of the same kind of thing or similar things added to my queue. My queue is disturbingly long. It's not realistic. I just like to know what I have and like where it is, because I like things to have a place, and it's so much easier on my brain if I can find them. And I'm meticulous and detail oriented. Being a librarian honestly sounds fun. Like, if I was to retire, I think I would totally be down with being a librarian. Also, it might drive me batty having to put all the books back of people just randomly putting them places. I think I might be very upset with that. I work 3 jobs, and one of them requires a uniform. This is job number 2, what I'm doing right now. I don't talk about my day job because I work for a very notable place, and it would be very obvious what I did, and I keep it on the DL. But it doesn't seem like something I would do based on my personality, which is hilarious. I'm the help, though. If I were to put it anyway, I fill in various departments and buildings because they don't have enough staff. There's an entire department. There's an entire department that's dedicated to filling in for other departments that don't have staff. That, I think, is a bad sign. I think my company has like 13,000 employees, though, across all of their buildings and all of their areas, and it's local. So I feel like that's a lot. I don't know if that number is right. It is, like, so usually you have staffing agencies do that, right? But your staffing agency doesn't have to have, like, I know under my boss alone, there are 40 people. And that's just her. That's just under her. I don't know if there's other people in the department. I know there's another department that's like what we do, but for a different sector, but it's the same concept of their extras. And they still pull people from other departments. It's sad. For me, though, it works because it means I get to go into all of these different departments so that when I do finally get beyond the level that I'm at, I can go to the department I'm really interested in and stay there instead of having to commit now and then realizing, oh, wow, this is a terrible place for me. Like, there's some places that I can tell you, oh, yeah, no, I don't want to be. Because I don't think I have the temperament for it. But there's other things I don't have any experience with, and so I don't have an opinion on them one way or the other. And so I wouldn't say. Yeah. I think if they didn't have as many people working, that it wouldn't be a whole department. But it's a lot of different departments. I work in like one of like 50 different buildings. It's a lot. And it's not 50 different buildings, it's 50 different departments across several buildings. There's some buildings have several departments in them and some only have one. But it's a lot. It's a lot of driving, which I don't love. Actually, I hate driving. I told Jay, who was training me, I was like, yeah, I don't love driving. And he just looks at me like, what? You know, that's a lot of the job. And I'm like, I can handle it. I didn't say I loved it. I don't have to love it. I just have to be able to do it. Right, Shadow? Just have to be able to do it. Oh my gosh. Gosh, if I had to love everything about my day job, I wouldn't have one. That's the sad part. I wouldn't. Alright, so look, we're going to finish the rest of this round because you don't stop in the middle of the round. You don't do that. Bad form, right? Then I get to untangle this because I've made a mess of it. and then we're gonna cut it short because we are really close to the hour. And I do have like other things I have to do, so I'm gonna do those things. But I definitely wanted to make sure I got here. I'll be back tomorrow, fingers crossed. I have to work on that project that I got the yarn for. As in, I was given yarn as payment. So, I have to do that. I think I'm going to be doing practice pieces tomorrow, though, because I want pieces for a size comparison. And that's going to require me to have a lot of sample pieces done. It may also require me to buy more yarn. Oops. Oh yeah, no. So sorry. I was looking at my screen and I just looked at my phone. Yes, no. Magic Loop is awesome. It's the best, and I will never go back. The first pair of socks that I ever started knitting that I learned from the pattern that I'm using with the teacher I was like in the class and everything. Yeah, they're still on a single pair of double pointed needles. Not finished. Because I'm never, ever, ever going to knit one sock at a time. Ever again. That's why those aren't done. So I don't even have, it's not, I don't even know how much of a sock it is, but it's not even like, I think half a sock. Unfortunately though, if I changed it to double, a 40 inch, it would mess it all up because I can't say the gauge is going to be the same. And that's going to upset me because then one whole sock is going to be like completely different and the other one is not, and it's going to be a mess. So they're literally just sitting in a project bag somewhere hiding. I need to finish them. But yeah, no. The sleeves of the sweater that I'm wearing, yeah, I knitted those on like 2 at a time. And I did them last, so I had finished the shawl collar, and so I was knitting both sleeves. It's so you have to not like tangle like I have, right? Like the guts came out of this one. Don't ask me how. But it's not hard, and if you just stop and take a minute, you can fix it. But no sleeve. We're not on Soccer Sleeve Island, like, and that's glorious. That seriously, if I would just have one sock of all the colors of socks that I've made so far, if I had to do them one at a time, I gotta be honest. There's no way. There's no way. And I had, like, these are vanilla socks, and it's an afterthought, and they're toe up. And I have no intention of doing cuff down. I don't want to try any other heel. I'm actually working on perfecting this pattern to my liking, so that I can tailor all of my socks from like the point that I get it perfect. And that's like the big goal, is to get them all tailored. So here we go. Now we have to see what's going on here. Oh, that wasn't that bad. This though, this is a nightmare. Like, what's going on here? I need to take 5 grams off of each ball though, like seriously. Oh great. Okay, so I guess what we're gonna do, we're gonna just do this. Because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm making a mess of things, is what I'm doing. Damn it. That's okay. Yeah. So that this is not like this. Yeah, I don't know what happened here. It was in my sock bag, minding its own business, I guess. And then this shit happened. Like, is going on right now? I'm like, I don't know. But yeah, that's okay. So I started knitting Peaches because I wanted to make this pair of socks that I still haven't made yet, by the way. Because I knew no one was ever going to make me that pair of socks, and I wasn't going to find it in no store. So I was like, well, if you want those socks, you clearly need to learn how to knit. I haven't made them yet. Because I haven't. But that's what got me started knitting. I started knitting in 2009. And while I started crocheting when I was much, much smaller, I knit a lot. Like, I knit socks all the time. I always have a pair of socks on the needles. This looks so terrible. But like every time I make a pair of socks, I celebrate finishing a pair of socks by starting another pair. Because that's how that works. That's exactly how that works. So, yeah. And if you see my sock stash, like, that's the one type of yarn I consistently buy, and the socks are only for me at this point. Like, I don't make socks for anybody else. I did tell a friend that I would make her a pair of socks, but that's just because I want to try the Fish Lips Kiss heel. It's so easy, and you can do them both at the same time, and like, I don't need another pair of needles. This one needle is good. I'm good. Like, the way I do my socks, I do have another pair of needles. I have a pair of metal double points that I'll move the stitches onto when I do my heel, because this is an afterthought heel, but you see it's already done. Afterthought heels are meant to be done after the sock is finished. I do my afterthought heel after I've knit an inch of the leg, so that I can knit my socks as long as I can get them. So instead of, I treat it like a second thought. Yes, it is only one pair of needles. There's one end and there's the other. It's 40 inches long. But yeah, now I'll put this on there on the, I'll put this on the metal needles because, and I use metal needles because it just slides off really easily. And those live in my project bag. Because the metal needles are super slick, so they're like a giant pain in the butt to like knit with, because it is really easy for the needles to slide out of the stitches. These are my Lickas. I like these best. These are my sock needles. I have more needles for socks than this. This is my favorite though. They are pleasant as hell to work with. I also love my Caspians by Knit Picks because they're pretty. It's a pretty green color. But these are like, these were absolutely worth the money I paid for them. And they're really good. Like, I've snapped a needle. They're really good about replacing them. Licka has 2 or 3 more colors. They have a blue one. They have one called Umber, which is like a brown color. I think they've got one that's like stained like a light green. It's called Citron. And then Denim is the blue. These are the driftwood color. And that's exactly what it looks like. It looks like driftwood. And I'm from the beach, so I have a deep love for driftwood. But, and you don't have to buy a set. Like this individual needle didn't come with the set because the set is interchangeable and these are fixed. Ooh, I haven't used those yet. I want the square ones they have. Even though I've heard people are like, I don't know, I don't like the square. Interchangeables are boss. Like, that's the way to go. I think that these interchangeables go smaller than the Knit Picks. I think. I don't have them handy. I know I have a set of boy interchangeables, the Knit Picks interchangeables, and then these. I think these go down past, I think the boy might go down to a 2, but it doesn't go up. Okay. You know what? I think they're really similar, honestly, because there's a rainbow version of Knitter's Pride, and there's a rainbow version, they're called the Harmony colorway, that look identical, and whether they're the same exact needle, the color's the same at least. So, here we go. The Majestic are, I think, blue and purple, and I really like those too. And there's Sunstruck, which is a bunch of yellows. I like those. I want all of them. But I want them all interchangeable. It's also, I find this is really handy. I don't knit with this color, like a color like this, so this is really handy when I'm knitting with something brightly colored. I think I have some, no, I don't know if they're Addies or Hi-Hi's. I got a set of sock ones for those too. I haven't used them yet, but they come in smaller sizes than these do. And so I got them because, yeah. Oh, and I think I have double pointeds of those too. I don't think it might be Addie, it might be Hi-Hi. I don't actually know. I know a bunch of people, I think Hi-Hi's are the ones that are really sharp, and I know people really like them for that reason. I think if that's the right one. If that's the one I'm thinking of. I'm trying to think of, where are my sock needles? Hold on, I'll be back. I go get sock needles. If I can find them. Oh yes. I can find them. Fantastic. Okay, we can answer that question. Oh, bam! Batik. Okay, so these only go down to a 4. Okay, but they go all the way up to a 17. But they're so pretty, and I like it. This is suede. I like it. I like it. These, let's see, I have everything together in here. And these are just my sock needles. So I have sock needles and, oh, no, they are Addies. Ha! There you go. I don't know what I'm talking about. I have the Addies, the 5, and then I have my Caspians, and then I have my fixed, what do you call it? Lickas. Yeah, and I got this specifically for this, and only this. I like the Addies because I've got a quadruple 0, and I can't go wrong with having like that many options size wise. I always need options, and I love batik fabric, so I got this off of Etsy. It's so pretty. I love it. Meanwhile, while I have all these, do you know how many I use? This one, the one the socks are. I almost exclusively use it. Like, I haven't needed the other ones yet, and so I haven't used them. Like, I eventually will, but I don't need it. Oh goodness, sorry. All right. Oh goodness. Yeah. So I'm excited. Hooray! Well, again, it was very wonderful to meet you and talk shop. And hooray, huzzah! Remember how I put this on here? I don't remember. There we go. Yeah, you know, I'm just that way too. I love sets of things. If you offer me a set of something, I'm like, ooh. So, I can't resist. And that's okay. There are worse things to like and to collect. So, yeah, there you go. So I'm going to go. Everybody have a fantastic, wonderful evening. And if you get a chance, you can catch the beginning of this and the few-minute video of me talking out of my ass because I was trying to figure out how to do this because I hadn't figured out to change the orientation of the video yet. I should be back tomorrow where we're going to do some shuttle and or needle tatting. Yes, so if anybody is curious who catches this later and wants to see that, tune in tomorrow. Toodles!